Okay, welcome back to Taking Action. I'm Chris Colombo. With me is Anthony Conover, which is I hail. And interesting week 14. Anthony will go over for you. Week 13, rather. We'll give it a recap. We'll come back and give it a predictions on week 14. We'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, welcome back to Taking Action. I'm Chris Colombo. With me is Anthony Conover. How we doing, Ant?
We're doing well, coming off of a, solid week. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy and healthy.
Plenty of turkey for everybody to go around, even though overrated, by the way. Just saying.
What's overrated?
Turkey.
What?
Not a fan. I wish the Pilgrims ate like a prime rib or something. Would have been much better.
If I ever go back in time, I'll mention it to them.
Yeah, no, it's on my first thing on the bucket list.
So was the turkey.
No. Week 13, and listen, the whole thing about last week's episode was kind of, go with your gut, and that certainly seemed to go over pretty well, as obviously that main pick of the Cowboys stood up, which we'll get into, and then, Chris, I'm seeing a lot of circles on here that, the games that you liked and that we predicted last week, 15 and 15, I should say, with all these circles. So that is
15 out of 15.
That's quite the feat right there. Yeah,
I don't know if it's a personal best, but yeah, I think it is. I went back to the old ways. What had happened was...
Block out the noise.
No, it's not just the noise. I'm used to thinking on my feet. When you move the line, and first I have my line before the lines come out, and then I compare it, and my instincts kick in. And what happened is I was overanalyzing. I was reading the comments. And the juice reel did hurt in a way that I cared about the juice reel, but I also cared about the people complaining. And the juice reel people really don't complain. And if they had a week to complain, there should be the week because they got one winner, you just got 15. So if you really are betting and paying attention to what I'm doing, you should have no complaint. That's A. B, overanalyzing is not good for me at all. My instincts kick in. I set my line. Line comes out. I think my line is stronger. And then I pick the ones where I think it's off, and where it's off the most, that's where I go. I need the benefit of the line, and then you know what I like to do after that. And that's all done in very quick time because of my instincts. I'm back to that. The overanalyzing and trying to please the crowds. What's going to please is winning. If you don't, if you think I need the $12 from the juice reel, but the studio's here. It's new. It's great. The sound is great. I gave everybody upgrades they wanted. That comes at a cost, but we need to win, and that's what I care about most: winning. And I was losing and is losing myself, but now we're climbing out. Okay, just remember baseball's coming, and I couldn't find anybody to help me with basketball, and it's not my strong suit. But baseball we're going to do, and like I said, 2 money dogs and a parlay. Those are on the juice reel. I don't know if you bet them, but I didn't expect you to. The lines were out, even the money line. I took the advantage. We almost win them. Yeah. They both came close. First to lose the game. Trevor Lawrence had to get knocked out.
Suspended 3 games now, the guy that gave him that hit.
And then well-deserved it. He not only targeted him, his feet were up. He's in a sliding position. He hit him with helmet, forearm, and speared him.
Yeah, that was one of the...
he could have killed him.
That was one of the dirtier hits that I've seen. And Twitter was right there reacting with everybody else. And that was bad. Went into the fencing position, they call it, where you're knocked out and your arms go straight out. And that was ugly.
He hit him to hurt him permanently. And that's not sportsmanship. In the era that I watch football, I watch it evolve with the protective laws. But there was just no reason for that. He surrendered his position. He was sliding. to hit him like that, especially putting his head back into the turf with the forearm and helmet to helmet and shoulder to helmet. You hit him with everything. Not only that, we had the Jaguars and a money dog parlay. I took the money there. I also gave him tears with the points, and I took the Patriots, and would have paid a lot. And the Patriots, I mean, once again, I can understand missing a 58, going for a 68 when you're kicking 64s all day long. I got it. How do you miss a 25-yard field goal?
That one hurt. That one hurt the chest, not only as, you know.
And not only that, he consistently kicks 64s.
I mean, yeah, he set the Patriot record this year with a 64-yard field goal against the 49ers.
And in practice, he kicks them all day long.
So
I mean, 25 yards, and I really believe we hit that parlay if Trevor Lawrence isn't knocked out of the game.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that the Jaguars win that game with Trevor Lawrence.
And if the kicker hits any one of the three, we win.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
Went into overtime and we lost, right? Is that what happened?
What happened?
What happened? Went into overtime and we lost?
That was actually the Panther game.
Oh, that was disgusting. That was the biggest money dog.
Which, you know, the Panther running back ends up fumbling, and in overtime, the Bucs recovered it, kind of went down the field on another play and got into field goal position. That game ended there. So, I mean, even all those, you know, very, very close on, to say the least.
All right, let's go to Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, Thanksgiving Day. You know what? Some pretty solid games here.
Solid day for me, 3 out of 3.
Yes, 3 out of 3.
And Friday, 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, 15 out of 15 if you had the rest up.
The Bears at the Lions. Lions squeaked out a 23-20 victory, a late comeback by the Bears, and then the worst clock management maybe in the history of the NFL, which actually ended up getting the coach fired anyway. So Bears will have a new coach for the rest of the season. First time in their history they've ever fired somebody midseason.
I picked the Bears in that one.
Yeah. Had the Bears there, I definitely thought you were a little crazy, but
I am a little crazy, but it was the right pick.
This is true. The next game, that was the Giants at the Cowboys. Obviously, that was the pick of the week.
I love that game.
Yeah, that was.
And I stay away from the Giants and Cowboys, but I'm
hey, listen,
breaking jinxes.
Got to do. Well, the Giants jinx was broken earlier this year. The Cowboy jinx is broken. Look at us.
I still hate the Texans.
No, yeah, Texans are. Yeah. Then you go over to what
for
was
betting. I think they're a good team. I think they're a solid organization. Just they never do what I need them.
Then you go over to what, you know, after all that turkey was digested, you're on your 4th slice of apple pie. That was the Dolphins at the Packers. Packers, big W there, 30-17.
What if I had 4 slices of pumpkin pie?
Hey, listen, two each their own.
I'm just asking, you know, a little
I know,
prejudice
no
there
pumpkin
with the
pie.
apple pie.
No pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving this year for me. I was a little disappointed.
It's very disappointing.
I was slightly, but you know.
Well, you are what you eat. Come on.
Listen. The Raiders at the Chiefs. That was the Black Friday game, the second go around of that this year. Chiefs again squeak out with a 19-17 victory. Obviously on the right side of that one there, with the Raiders being plus 13. So you just snuck by.
On to Titans Commanders. That's the only one I didn't have an opinion.
Yeah, Titans and the Commanders. That was a big win for the Commanders, 42-19. They were up 28-0 in the first quarter. That game was literally over before it started. Nothing too much there.
No, I lose the Charger game, I think.
No, the Chargers won 17-13.
Oh,
They're minus
one.
one
Too.
Listen, don't you worry. Chargers were minus one.
A little bad.
Chargers were minus one. The volcano.
So 15 for 15 is standing.
Chargers 17-13 victory there. Kirk Cousins, 4 interceptions in this game. Not what you want if you're a Falcons fan, some would say.
Not if you want, if you're an any fan.
Yeah. Bad quarterback play.
Well, if you're a Charger fan.
Yeah, exactly. You're a Charger fan. You're a big fan. Threw a pick 6 to really turn the game around.
He really turned it around for the Chargers.
The Steelers at the Bengals. Bengals were the 3-point favorite here, but Steelers get the upset, 44-38. At this point, you almost feel bad for the Bengals. Joe Burrow, I think we talked about this a little bit earlier. First quarterback since like 1970 to throw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in 3 consecutive games. Lost all 3 of them. That is insane. I don't even know how that's possible. But Russell Wilson, looking like the Russell Wilson of old in those Steelers colors.
I'm a big fan of Russell Wilson. I think he's found the home of Pittsburgh. I think they've embraced him. And, I like Russell Wilson. On home games, he writes his father's name who passed on his sneaker and leaves a seat for him and believes he's there helping him. And I got to tell you the truth, I've seen some things that make me believe that too.
I've seen some things.
I've seen some things.
Mr. Unlimited.
Yes.
The Colts at the Patriots. Colts with a 25-24 victory there. Patriots were up by a touchdown. Colts went down, scored with like 15 seconds left, went for 2, and ended up getting it. So they snuck out a victory on that end.
Yeah, we had them in the parlay.
They had the Patriots in the parlay, but
how close could we come?
I was going to say, with the points, once again, another one. The Texans at the Jaguars. Obviously, we went over this a little bit earlier. That was also another one that was in the parlay. The Texans won 23-20. Trevor Lawrence got absolutely splattered onto the field.
I hope he's well.
Yeah, I believe he tweeted out after the game that he was home and that he was doing well.
He's a nice man.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the savior coming out of college, and he's started to do his thing.
What's wrong with that guy did?
Got suspended 3 games.
Wasn't enough.
Suspended 3 games. So, and there's a little compilation of him going around Twitter doing some dirty plays. So this might not be a one-time thing. What?
What was he saying?
No. Like dirty plays, I'm saying. There's a compilation of him having other dirty plays.
He's a dirty player.
So, not a good look there. Not a good look.
It's a clean hit. You hit him as hard as you want. That's
he
football.
did come out after the game and like write a long note thing apologizing to Trevor Lawrence, which is nice. I'll give him that, but still a bad hit.
That's not nice. I don't care what he says. Try to take the guy's head off and cripple him.
The Cardinals at the Vikings.
And could have caused us to miss our parlay.
This is true.
Him and the kicker are the worst 2 guys in football right now to me.
No, I'm still
How
president.
do you miss a 25-yard field goal?
I told you. President of the Kicker Hater Club, right? This guy right here.
How do I handicap that? Go ahead.
Cardinals at the Vikings. Vikings 23-22 victory in that one, but look at that. Circle around the Cardinals. That's another dub. Seahawks at the Jets. Jets fans, I'm so sorry. It was supposed to be so much better this year. 26-21 victory for the Seahawks. Chris, did you know? There was about a 96-yard pick 6 in this one by Leonard Williams, former Jet.
Yes.
Longest pick 6 return of somebody over 300 pounds. A victory for the big guys out there.
All right. Makes me want to gain some weight.
And we had the under in this one too, which would have hit.
Got a hit also, yes.
So
that's the only game I didn't pick a game. That one and
the
Commanders.
Yeah.
Which is rare for me. I was on target. Go ahead.
Go over to the Buccaneers at the Panthers. Talked about this a little bit earlier too. Another one that was in the parlay. Bucks with a 26-23 victory. Bryce Young has played very, very well since coming back off the bench when, he got benched originally for Andy Dalton, but he's been playing very well. Had them in position to win this game too, scored late, but, Bucks were able to go down the field, kick a field goal, send it into OT. And then in OT, Panthers end up fumbling the ball and Buccaneers ended up squeaking it out.
Another one I chose I went in with the points, but I chose it for the parlay.
Yeah.
Because the money line was right. Okay.
We had the Rams at the Saints. Rams with a 21-14 victory in that one. Taysom Hill, kind of the injury news in that one. Looks like he got pretty banged up with the knee. I know he got carted off the field. So definitely not good for them. Derek Carr, also bad news. I think he set the record for most losses in his first 9 seasons. Not what you want. Game that everybody was looking forward to, that was the Eagles at the Ravens, and it lived up to a little bit of hype. It was a early start for the Ravens, and then the Eagles came back and ended up getting that 24-19 victory in that one. So
Eagles at Eagles and Steelers was the parlay I wrote down when we were together right off the cuff. But the money amount didn't justify. They were getting robbed 130. We're getting robbed on it. 3 points, 130 plus on each one. Plus the shot to pick 2 winners and only get exponentially at 130 didn't make sense because we weren't playing multiple of them. So actually, I was a little better. But I did stretch it a little bit. I believed in it. We came really close with the parlays. And we will hit 1 out of 4 of my parlays. You only have to hit to make money. I mentioned that. We should have been in the house with Trevor Lawrence, but I can't take back 3 missed field goals.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of field goals, Justin Tucker in this game, I mean, probably considered by a lot of people the GOAT of kickers. Not this year. He has been struggling, missed an extra point, also missed 2 or 3 field goals. So a lot of points left on the board for the Ravens. Ended up getting the loss there.
Well, my philosophy was correct. That with the 30-yard thing, there would be more field goals and it would be more on special teams. The hiatus and the honus. But I didn't figure the best kickers in football be just missing 3s and 4s.
Yeah, no.
At 25 yards, they're missing extra points. Maybe it's they're not used to kicking that much.
Listen, like I've said, they have one job in practice. I don't know how you mess it up. They don't got to worry about tackling, catching, reading defenses. Just kick it through the uprights.
And I was never good at kicking. I could kick a 25-yard.
Well, listen, I can't do it either, but I'm not a professional. Just saying.
Everybody has a bad day, but continuously is not good.
That's how you get fired. The
losers.
49ers at the Bills. Bills with a big win here, 35-10. Another circle there, obviously. And let me tell you something. It was a little bit of a snowball for that game, which I always like football in the snow. It makes it more fun to watch. But,
makes the players easier to see, especially if they're wearing a green jersey.
Yeah. So Bills with the win there. And then Monday Night Football, that was last night. Hell of a game. Was not expecting it to be that good, honestly. But the the Broncos with a 41-32 victory. High-scoring game on that. Liked the Broncos in that one, obviously, too.
Them.
With the 3 stars. Yeah.
Eagles had 4.
Had the stars on that one and everything. So
Cowboys had 5.
A big week.
The only thing that concerned me a little bit, Browns have always been a pretty good spoiled team.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they played well with Jameis Winston ever since he's been inserted into the starting lineup since the Deshaun Watson injury kind of revitalized them, playing well, but falling a little short.
All right, let's go into week 14.
Yes.
Okay. We got the Packers at the Lions. Lions are -3.5, 51.5 is the total. I love the Lions.
Yeah, big into the Lions.
3.5. I love the Lions,
especially at home. They're a Lion at home. Some would say.
Okay, here we go. Falcons and Vikings. Kirk Cousins returns home.
He does to his second home.
Well, I got to tell you the truth. I lean towards the Vikings, but I don't think I would bet it laying 5. Move from 4 to 5. I don't know how Kirk Cousins is going to come back to his home team and do, but if he's really loyal to them, he should just do what he did last week.
Another 4 interceptions.
All right, Saints at Giants. Saints are -4, moved to 4.5. The total went from 42.5 to 39.5 to 40.5. I lean towards the Giants in this game. Jaguars, Titans. I never like to get involved with a team that's going without its quarterback. The backup quarterback did a good job, but I think they would have won with Trevor Lawrence because they paid more attention to the run with the backup quarterback, which left the middle of the field open. So I think that's why he did as well as he did. But
definitely not a Mac Jones believer.
I don't care who the Titans are playing. I'm not laying 4.5. And Jaguars without the quarterback, I don't know how to handicap it. Okay. Raiders at the Buccaneers. Opened 7.5, moved to 7, down to 6.5. Buccaneers play pretty good at home. I never lay 6.5, but I lean towards the Bucs. Okay, it opened to 45, went to 46.5, probably because of the showing the Raiders did. I don't know how consistent that will be, but we'll see what happens. Browns at Steelers. I like the Browns in that game.
Yeah, I mean, division rivalry, 6.5 points. That's a lot for the division. And like I said, with Jameis, they're playing a lot better.
Yes, I think he's a good quarterback. Okay, Panthers, Eagles. I'm never, ever laying 12.5 for 13 points. Open 13, went to 12.5. That's a 44.5 to 45.5. If I was going to get involved, I would take the points.
Okay. It's like a college line.
From colleges, I've seen some 41.
Well, yeah,
42.
no, absolutely.
That's a college quarter.
First half.
Not even first quarter. Jets, Dolphins. Dolphins at home laying 6.5. I don't like to lay 6.5, but I think the Dolphins at home are going to trounce upon the Jets.
I mean, yeah, it's still hot over in Florida. It's getting cold here in New York. So,
and not only that, usually in division games, and that is one that I used to like to take the points, but in this case, I mean, the Jets are in just disarray.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is something else.
Okay. Seahawks at Cardinals. Cardinals 2.5. Line went over and under, went from 46.5, dropped 2 points to 44.5. I have no opinion on that game. Seahawks and Cardinals have been very inconsistent for me this year. And there's no reason to believe when they play each other, they're not both going to be inconsistent.
Fair enough.
Okay. Bills minus 3.5, went to 4, went to 4.5 against the Rams at home. I said earlier in the year you thought the window was closing for the
I did.
Bills, and I said I don't believe that. You know,
wrong on that one.
Josh Allen, he carries that team. They seem to rise to the occasion. I've seen him doing one of the most remarkable runs I've seen him college football, professional football since his college days. He's had some remarkable runs.
How about last week where throws it to Amari Cooper? Amari Cooper pitches it back to him, and he got a receiving and passing touchdown on the same play.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have. I mean, it's that guy's heart is just amazing.
No, yeah, Josh Allen is the my vote for MVP of the league so far. Him and Saquon right there.
Yeah, well, the Chargers are voting for Kirk Cousins. So anyway, we got the Bears at the 49ers. I got to tell you, I favor the Bears in that game. Getting to 3.5, it opened at 6, dropped to 5.5. It's at 3.5. The total went from 44.5 to 44. Back past the 46.5, but I think the Bears, 49ers just don't have it together.
No, they're banged up. They just placed McCaffrey on IR, so he's done for the season. They placed their backup running back on IR too, so he's done, at least for 4 games, I believe, with him. So they're on their third string running back. Their tackle hasn't played the last 2 weeks. Bosa hasn't played the last 2 weeks. Their number one wide receiver tore his ACL earlier in the year. I mean, there's literally a laundry list of reasons why the 49ers have been struggling this year.
Okay, Chargers at Chiefs. Chiefs up in 5.5. They went to 3.5. They're at home.
Chiefs own them.
Yeah.
Own them.
Yes, I favor the Chiefs in that game. They haven't been consistently covering. They still are the premier and one of the most dominant teams in the league right now, but not so much against the spread. I think they're going to eat the Chargers for breakfast, in my opinion. And Mahomes is coming into the time where Mahomes comes into his time. And Andy Reid is no dummy. And I think the teams that you got to watch out for, and I think are dominant, are the Chiefs, definitely the Lions. The Eagles are.
Yeah, I think the Eagles and the Lions are shoulders above anybody else in the league right now.
Yes, Eagles and the Lions. And I'm going to tell you something. You really have to put the Chiefs and the Bills in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's the Mount 18 games to win a Super Bowl.
That's the Mount Rushmore right now.
Yeah. Okay, moving over to that was the Sunday night game, I believe, right?
That it was.
Okay, moving over to the Monday night game. Bengals against the Cowboys. The Bengals are 6. I like home team underdog in that game. The total went from 49.5 to 48.5, back to 49.5, which means it hit the line. It's about right. But I favor the Cowboys in that game, getting 6.5.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Bengals defense is awful, like awful. So scoring points might not be a problem for the Cowboys.
Okay, I think that wraps it up. I think I got one more thing to talk about. I mean, in case anybody's curious about
I mean,
this.
a Christmas present already.
Anthony, every day is Christmas when you have my company.
Okay.
Friend of ours, you heard me give him a shout out, Carmen Martucci. He was on the 15 for 15 because a friend of his was breaking his chops, saying, "Can't that guy pick a winner?" He took his bets and he bet every pick I made last week and he won. So he had this bobblehead made for me. So if you want to make fun of it, I'm not reading any of the comments anymore. I know what needs to be done. I'm going to do it, and I know what you like and don't like. So there's no need to babysit you. All men, my friend Tanner's out there. I like him, and that's my bobblehead. I think it's a couple pounds too shy, though. What do you think?
What a spitting image of you.
You think so? I was never fond of Superman. I like the Hulk. But anyway, Calm, thank you very much. It's better than an Oscar, and it's definitely better than an Emmy because I made a TV show and I got penitentiary time for it. That's bad acting.
That is bad acting.
Bad acting. Good show, bad acting. So anyway, we're signing off. Thank you, Carmen, for the bobblehead, his son Frankie, his wife Dawn. Those of you that are jealous to the juice reel, this is a week that, you could have really made it happen. And don't be afraid of the juice reel because, listen, if you don't have $25, you shouldn't be betting. Yeah. And don't worry about it. We're going to get out. Pay attention that when I think it's right, and I was very close this week to the two money dogs, especially when one is significant in a parlay. It's 14 on 6 when you lay 110 in each one, and it exponentially goes up on this money dog compared to the money. That's what you're going to be seeing a lot of us in baseball. You're going to be seeing totals from us in baseball. And Anthony's very, very good on the knowledge I need in baseball. I break shop saying he's the best stats man, but his area of expertise is really baseball. Would you agree, Ant?
Big baseball guy.
Yeah, big baseball guy. And that with my knowledge of gambling, which hopefully gets a little better, but Anthony was been impressed with some of the things I've done. And I think we're going to do it. We're going to pull it together. Don't lose hope. And remember, bet with your bobblehead, not over it. Calm, is that a coffin that came in?
Son, that's crazy.
All right.
Got a little bow on it, though. At least you're going out in style.
Yeah. Absolutely. And those that don't know Carmen, he's a managing director of Westwood Funding, Manhattan offices all over the world. And this is where we are. Okay, thank you for the bobblehead. Glad I can make it. Was it 14 or 14 or 15 out of 15?
15.
15 out of 15. Well, I don't think he had the Monday night game. I don't think he bet the Monday night. I think he went 14 out of 14 or 13 out of 13. I would say that's a pretty good week. Okay, I'm signing off. Looking forward to Christmas. Let's see if Christmas can come early. I haven't decided what my pick of the week is going to be, which I don't like. But I have stars and indications, and I'm going to go with my initial gut. It has worked so far. And I think 15 out of 15 is remarkable, don't you?
I would agree.
I'm not impressed because we're coming from behind, but it's an indication that I should stick with what I've done my whole life.
An indication of things to come.
Well, I don't know about that, Amp. I'm going to tell you something. Never in my life did I worry, did I get it in on time? Where's the pick for this week? I mean, if it's not there, I'm not forcing it, I really thought with the better kickers we'd do better, but they all missed. I could see 1 out of 3. I could see 2 out of 3. 3 out of 3, 3 out of 4s. I mean, ridiculous. I mean,
it is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, fumbling on the no-yard line for them to go into overtime to beat you. I mean, killing our quarterback. I mean, the pick of the week stood up. I mean, I never in life you'll ever hear these words out of me again. I love the Cowboys in that game. Yeah. So even my prejudices don't come into it. You remember in gambling, don't overthink it and forget the experience. Remember the lesson, if there is one. Everybody out there that wants to be a Monday morning quarterback, they're here looking to bother us because they can't pick a winner. They don't even know how to bet. Because if that's where your energy goes, when was the last time you went to the Kentucky Derby, bet on a horse, and then went into the stall and abused them? I mean, it's just not done. Or you show up to the track to hope the horse breaks its leg. I mean, that's the kind of people you are. I mean, keep ripping wings off flies. And absolutely nowhere near you needed in the ecosystem of life. All right, good luck. God bless. For those of you that stay loyal, we will get them. And to tell you the truth, I do care, but I think the best way I could show it is by winning, not babysitting. Bye-bye.